Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Restore It and the 325i Touring. Continuing from where we left off, I'm still waiting for the covering plate to arrive. So to keep things moving, I'm going to remove all of the rust and repair the part of the wheel arch where the covering plate attaches. Firstly, I'll remove this bumper shock, which is getting replaced with a brand new one. So before I can remove all of the stuck on rust, I need to vacuum the pile of loose dirt and rust that's got stuck in here over the years. With that gone, I can now remove all of the surface rust with a large rotary tool. Before we get cutting and welding, I just want to say that this is my first time ever doing this, so don't use this as a guide. I'm just showing you how my first time goes. Because I sometimes work through the night, making a noise isn't always an option, so I decided to cut this rust out with metal snips. I use some soap chalk to mark a line above the rust. I'll clean this up in the morning with a rotary tool. I decided to cut a new line into this piece a little further up away from the rust. So now I'm removing the paint and undercoating from the area that I'm about to weld. I did a pretty awful job at cutting on this section, so I'm trying my best to flatten it with a flat disc. This front fender is in the way and also in a bad state. I'm going to remove it and see how bad it really is. With that off, I can finally see what's going on from the other side. So I'm not sure whether or not to replace this fender or repair it, as I think it might be original. I'll see how bad it is when I remove all of the rust. But before we continue, a big thank you to Ridge for supporting the channel and sponsoring this video. If you're looking for a new unique and minimal front pocket wallet, then Ridge wallets are for you. The Ridge wallet has more than 35,000 5-star reviews. It's one of the most stylish and compact ways to carry your cards and cash. They are available in aluminium, titanium, carbon fibre and the very cool Damascus steel. With 2 metal plates bound together by a durable elastic band, the Ridge looks nothing like a traditional wallet. And with over a dozen styles and colours in total, the Ridge wallet might just be this year's perfect Christmas gift for family or friends. Or if you're just tired of your old bulky wallet that's too large even without anything in it, try the Ridge today by going to my link in the video description and use code RESTOREIT at checkout for a 10% discount. You'll get a lifetime warranty with free worldwide shipping and returns. I'm sure you'll enjoy yours as much as I enjoy mine. Right, let's weld some metal. First things first, I need to make a template of the piece I want to weld in using cardboard. With that cut out, I can mark the shape onto a sheet of steel and cut out a shape slightly larger than the final size. With access to all 4 corners, I can easily make the final cuts. Using magnets to hold it in place, I mark the contact points that need millimeters shaving off. This feels like a pretty good fit. I almost forgot I have some weld through primer, perfect for this job. This Upol Weld No. 2 is a highly rated zinc rich weld through primer a lot of people seem to get on with. Links in the description if you need some. So this is the welder I'm going to be using. The Rohr MiG 250Mi from unionmart.co.uk. This is a very reasonably priced welder for what it's capable of. Again, link in the video description if you want to check it out. I had a little practice on a small piece I kept cutting into 2, and eventually found what I felt like was a good wire speed and voltage. Okay, so here goes the first tack welds. So there I was, feeling like a pro, and then this happened. I tried my best to fill it. With that piece firmly in place without too much trouble, I then sanded back the really high spots with a belt sander. Moving on to the next piece, I removed some of the undercoating close to the welding area. In hindsight, I wish I had removed more of this. This area needs cleaning up a bit. Using the same method, only with paper this time to help with the curve, I measure and cut the piece out before bending it into shape. I decided to leave this piece a bit longer until I finished all of the welding. So as you can see, the undercoating kept catching fire just after I stopped welding. Any mistakes or bad welds were ground back with the belt sander and redone. Eager to make progress, I welded these pieces in 99% finished. A few tiny holes were still visible. Once I have all the pieces in, I will go back and get all of the holes. Here I'm cleaning up the cut with a sanding bit on the rotary tool and removing what's left of a spot weld. So far so good. Now for a more complicated shape. After much reshaping and trimming, I couldn't get this piece to fit well at all. I think I ended up removing too much from one end. So I chopped it in half and decided that I'll make the last piece again. Because my crappy welding mask has a long delay, I can't see the flames until it goes back to normal. Lesson learned here, I'll remove a lot more of the undercoating next time. After faffing around with the belt sander for long enough, I tried the grinder instead and saved a whole lot of time. It is a lot noisier though. It doesn't look pretty, but I think with a bit more welding and grinding, plus a little filler, it will look brand new once I'm done. If you remember from last episode, this bracket had well and truly had it, especially after I needed to get a bolt out of it. I found these two on eBay for about £20 each, for all 5 pieces, so I got 2. I'll still give these a quick restoration before they go on. Other things like the exhaust are getting a quick tidy up and paint in the background, ready to be installed. DJ removed the patches of rust from the front and back section of the exhaust, and then applied some rust converters to those areas, which were left for 3 hours to dry, ready for masking and painting. Several coats of 1000-degree heat resistant paint were then sprayed onto both pieces. They were then cured with the heat lamp for quite a while. I realised I had to cut these spot welds out completely to be able to weld the new piece in through these holes. I can't remove all of them, so I will have to grind them down and maybe drill a hole into the new piece and weld through that onto the car. That's all we have time for this week, but hopefully by next week the covering plate would have arrived and I'll be ready to weld it in. And let me know if you'd replace or repair this fender down in the comments. Join me next week, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.